Bogey Golfers, friends, family members. Hope all is well with everyone. We're about to kick off episode 3. Oh man, I'm so excited. As you can tell, just from looking at me, I'm in a much better mood than I have been in these 2 weeks here. It's been a challenge. It's definitely been a challenge. I'll go through it real quick, but hey, I appreciate everyone continuing to follow this particular video log of me going through my second hip replacement surgery, and definitely a lot of similarities to the first one, and so I wanted to make sure that I documented it this second time around. So let's do a quick recap of episodes 1 and 2. So in episode 1, I introduced myself to you, gave you a reason and the purpose of me doing these particular video logs. And then in episode 2, hip replacement surgery happened. I discussed the entire process, how well and how good Northside Hospital treated me, and then also that I came home, and also too, I stand corrected, and I hope this won't cause any issues for Dr. Levingood, but I called him Dr. Levinwood, but actually the doctor that performed my surgery at Sports Medicine South in Gwinnett County was Dr. Gary Allen Levingood. He's actually done it twice, so shame on me for not knowing his name, but I just usually call him Dr. Gary. Anyway, just if you ever need anything like hip replacement, knee replacement, this guy is the best. You definitely want to see him for that kind of structural surgical procedures. He's awesome. Once again, success on my end. I'm feeling a lot better, and I can see that things are moving forward. So in episode 3, what has happened now is that now we're going through the pain management process. So I will tell you right up front, there is dull, achy, soreness, stiffness in that particular area that was that surgery was performed on. You got to think about it. They cut through skin, muscle, bone, removed it, and put something else in, and then they stitched it all up. So you got to have some time for the bands on your side, the muscles that connect everything together to welcome in the prosthesis. Say, hey, prosthesis, how you doing? You're part of the family now. So that's got to happen, and that does take some time. But if you're taking good care of your body, it shouldn't take that too much longer a period of time. So my suggestion, strong suggestion, is to make sure you adhere to the medical solutions that the doctors and nurses have given to you to the T. Do not adjust at all. Please don't do that to yourself. And take that medication as needed. So in addition to that, there are some tips and also some tricks that I will discuss with you as well, so that may help you as far as your recovery time is concerned. Make sure that you get that physical therapy in. That's the first thing that I would say. So that once you get those particular exercises from your physical therapist, don't just do them when you're in the presence of your physical therapist. Do them on your own. Also walk. If you have crutches or if you're on a walker, make sure that every hour or every other hour you are up out of your seat and that you are walking. So I have a little walking path here in my basement that I do every hour. So I set an alarm goes off, I get up and walk. Now, sometimes I forget or sometimes I don't adhere to it. So what I'll do is at least an hour and a half, I don't let it go past an hour and a half. I'll get up and I'll walk. And then within about 30 to 45 minutes later, I'll walk again. In addition to that, all the exercises that have been given to me, I do those particular exercises, whether exercises in my bed, exercise sitting in the chair, or exercise standing up with assistance from my walker. But those are imperative to make sure you do. The next thing is that you're going to need to ice, and you're probably going to have to ice maybe 5 times a day to start off with, and it'll probably depreciate to maybe 3 to 2 times. I know I'm icing like once a day at this particular juncture, so 2 times at the most. It all depends on how my body is reacting to some of the exercising that I'm doing. But my wife came up with an excellent idea of getting a cooler, putting ice packs in the cooler, and then putting ice in the cooler along with it. So the ice packs are kind of like the refrigeration of the cooler. It keeps the cooler cool, and now she'll just change out ice packs to make sure that the ice stays cool. Now, if there's days that I haven't used the ice but maybe once, she'll take the whole cooler upstairs, take all the ice and ice packs out of it, put it in the freezer, and then when I need it, she'll just dump it back in the cooler and bring it back downstairs, and then I'll have ice right there in my facility, and I can just reach in there, grab the ice and put it on the particular area, and then that way I can reduce the swelling, because you're going to have to do that. That's going to be imperative for you to do. The next thing that I would suggest is that you're not going to be able to get up and get around all the time, but you continue need to make sure that the blood is circulating. So if you're offered to get, this is especially for those who have hip replacement, if you're offered to get these particular sleeves, these compression sleeves, get those sleeves. Also too, if you're going to need to get some compression socks, so make sure you get those compression socks as well. Next is that after surgery, they're going to get you up and walk you around using this particular belt. And this belt here has a little clasp on it. Okay, so they usually put this around your waist. They kind of guide you through the hospital right after your hip replacement surgery. I don't know if they do it for knee replacement. I know they do it for hip replacement. But see if you can take this with you, because this is imperative. I can't tell you how many times in the middle of the night I have it small looped. I loop it around my foot, and it helps me pick my foot up and bring it out of the bed so that I can get it on the floor so I can go to the restroom. So literally multifaceted use. It also helps me with some of my exercises as well, because my muscles and bone is still recovering, and so I need that kind of lift to help me to move that particular leg, so that I don't cause any additional injury, because you definitely can't reach beyond 90 degrees when you are under your hip replacement. So make sure that you have that. And then lastly, and most importantly, is a grabber. You can get this on Amazon, but this is a grabber, okay? And what it does is that it allows for you all to be able, from a longer distance, to be able to reach out, grab things, pull them to you. I've used this to put clothes on, used this to pick things up off the floor. So that is worth 10 times its weight in gold. And you'll be able to see that once you get one. So those are some of the tips and tricks that I have when it comes to rehabbing after the surgery. So just to let everybody know, all of my friends and family members, I'm doing really, really well. My recovery is going fantastic. This probably is the last episode of just the actual physical rehab recovery stuff. I'll be moving forward to talk about golf-specific recovery type things. So I'm going to start on my journey back to the fairway. So you're going to, more or less, these videos are going to talk about what I'm doing from a rehab perspective to get more strength, more mobility. I'm also going to talk about some of the course management that I'm going to have moving forward as I go into thinking about golf. So that'll be some of the other things that I'll be talking about as I move forward. So if you have any type of questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me and I'll respond directly to you. But this is episode 3.